Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, episode 18 I think we're on now. So, we're back here on the runway. Agihar and Anchan are here, and we've got some very solemn music. I guess we're just going to launch straight back in and find out what the heck's going on here. I ran with Ossa and Yora to the runway. Agihar was there with Anchan. Anchan had lifted the cover off of his bench and was staring at it. Well, drama's been unfolding lately. Kotori, her father, there's a bit of family shenanigans going on there, as we all know. Mr. Tobioka is absolutely pissed off at us, so let's see where this goes. Agihar rushed over as soon as she saw me. Are you crying? Her eyes were red and filled with tears. What's happened, pet? What's going on? Anchan pulled his head away from Zavinch. This is serious, bruh. I was at a loss for words when I saw it myself. Has someone sabotaged the Vinch? Sorry, I'm going German then. Has someone sabotaged the winch? Mr. Tobioka, maybe? Why? What's happened? Yeah, I had a feeling. All the machinery's been destroyed. So, even if we tried to fix it, it's so smashed up there's no way we could, bruh. He seemed completely confused and frustrated. What is this? Who in the world could have done this? As soon as the words left my mouth, I had a realization. There is only one person who could have done this. Yep. Had a feeling. Herr Tobioka. I don't know why I'm calling him Herr Tobioka when I'm doing a Northern English voice. Mr. Tobioka were acting a bit strange yesterday when they were taking glider. When I thought about that, I came here and I found it like this. He did it. I don't know, but I clenched my fist so hard my nails began digging into my palm. This is beyond terrible. Unforgivable. What do we do, Howie? We'll never be able to fly like this. I could hear her beginning to cry. I'm going north again. As she whispered, I put an arm around her shoulder to steady her. She was trembling so much that she had to use my body for support. Why, until yesterday we were so close. We were so close. Suddenly it's all gone. Not only did we lose the glider, our wings, but the winch was broken too. We lost all our means of getting up into the sky. Oh boy, going from bad to worse right now, eh? And Kotori doesn't actually know, does she, that the glider's been taken. And obviously she won't know about this either. After taking Agihar back home, I brought Asa and Yora to the dorm. Having seen all of them in tears brought an even heavier sadness over me. Why did this happen to us? Confused by the strange yet obvious malice and the sense of loss from having the glider taken away, I was consumed by an overpowering sense of lethargy. You okay, bruh? Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for coming. Anchan had come as soon as Agihar called him. When I came, Agihar had already looked like she was about to cry. If he hadn't come, she would have burst into tears by now. Well, always do come when you guys need me, huh? He spoke with an anxious look on his face. Looks like it was rough, bruh. Kind of. I didn't want to say anything more than that. If I started to talk, I probably would not be able to stop. I wanted him to listen to what had happened. I felt like acting like a little child. He must have known how I felt as he began to pat me on the head. Well then, bruh, let's go. Landlord's gonna get mad at you if you're not back soon. Okay, don't go, Anchan. As I raised my hand to thank him, Anchan stood up and started to leave. He took one step and, I should say, then stopped, not the stopped. What's wrong? If Mr. Tobioka is going to go to that extent, maybe it really is our fault. What do you mean? Nah, I'm sorry. Forget it, bruh. Anchan was being unusually vague. Thinking that strange, I went and looked at the mess that was behind him. Phew. Closing the door behind me, I could only sigh at what I had seen. The winch was completely destroyed. Anchan said that he had tried to fix it as quickly as possible, but at best it would take more than a week. There was also the possibility that it couldn't be fixed at all. I guess we can't fly anymore. I threw myself onto my bed. I was so exhausted I could barely stand. I opened up my cell phone as if it may have the answer to my problems. One new message. Huh? I hadn't even noticed that I got a message at some point. I had a feeling it would be Kotori. Has she learned? Or is she still blissfully unaware? Let's find out. Oh, I jumped out of bed and opened the message. Don't worry, I'll come back. It seems like she had written it in a hurry. Even so, it was enough to completely re-energise me. I quickly wrote back a reply. Okay, I'll be waiting. A short message is best, only save what I have to say. I closed my phone and got up again. Ageha. As soon as I entered the secret base, I noticed Ageha was also here. What are you doing here? Hadn't she just gone home? What about you? It was just around the time when summer was about to start. Same here. They really wanted to completely ruin this place. Seems so. I suggested to Ageha what I had come up with on my way here. Remember that rubber cords that Yoru found a while ago? I wonder if we can use that. Ageha smiled smugly. I was thinking exact same thing, love. Vil, do you really think this will get the glider to fly? I just don't know. If it's something that looked like a bunch of rubber bands put together to make a rope, if it's quite long and right in the middle it had a metal ring attached, it looked as if it was designed to attach to the glider's hook. Yoru had found it in this warehouse. Through a little research, Ageha found out that it was used for launching gliders. Using the recoil from rubber should make it possible to fly. I just can't see this working. You're right. Someone enters the dock. Ageha, Howie. What are you two doing? That's what I should be asking you. We have a plan. It does feel like, this game does obviously have moments of drama, dramatic tension, but it does honestly feel like they get resolved sometimes pretty quickly. I don't know if it's just me, but then again, maybe you don't want to drag them out. Maybe you do want them to resolve fairly quick. It seems Asa and Yoru were thinking the same thing Viva. Sorry, creaking my chair. We came here, that should say, thinking there might be something we can do. We just got to keep our heads up. We don't really have much time or options. Well, you could say the Swording Club is made of easy to understand people, or we're all just of one mind. I decided it was a good time to pull out my cell phone and show it to everybody. I got a message from Kotori earlier. No way. Really? What did she say? Don't worry, I'll come back. Everyone stared at the short message. It was almost as if they expected some other meaning to be hidden amongst those 5 words. Well then, if we're not ready to take off by the time she gets back, we're sure going to hear it. If we just sit around sucking our thumbs, she'll be livid, no doubt about it. As I said this, everyone began snickering as if they remembered the time Kotori flipped out on me. Okay, first let's hook up on this a bit. Let's look up on this a bit. Sorry, not hook up on this a bit. That sounds a bit weirder. I gathered a bit of information on the internet. Phil began to stare at what she had found. Rubber cord towing. Taking off via a winch is winch towing. Using a rubber cord is rubber cord towing. Also known as a slingshot takeoff. The long rubber cord is attached to the glider, as the ends are pulled and then off it flies, just like a slingshot. In this slingshot though, you don't want the bullets to just go all over the place. Oh, it seems kinda primitive. Could that really get the glider to fly? Well, let's watch this here video. Okay, I clicked to open up the video. It was of a rubber cord towing of a glider by a riverbed. To us it was quite a spectacle. First, the ring on the rubber cord is attached to the hooks that we use for the winch. As the glider stays in place while the cord is pulled on with a lot of manpower. Yes, that says then glider, it should say the glider. Sort of like a huge tug of war, yeah. When the cord is pulled just enough, as the pilot releases the brake, and then... Wow, that's low. Yoru began growling at the video. It flew, but only a little. The glider flew up maybe about 1 or 2 metres high. It didn't even go 10 metres. Ageha read the instructions. Seems to be used to fly a pretty light glider. Ours is a 2-seater, this would be hard to do. The weight of the 2 people wouldn't help either. I doubt we can even get it up in the air. There wouldn't be enough acceleration. Even if it did, getting it high enough to get to the clouds would be another problem. At that acceleration, the glider would stall before getting onto a vertical draft. There's quite a difference in power between a winch and people. To get a 2-seater glider high enough, we need a lot of manpower and a long enough rubber cord. If we need enough people to pull it, it might theoretically be possible, but realistically it's close to impossible, once there's no way we get a long enough cord in time. Yeah, I don't think this will work. I don't know, there might still be a way. I began searching on the internet again. Okay, you handle this. I'm going to look for the glider. Look, before we take the glider back, we have to know where it is, right? Yes, it's going to be a bit of an issue that it was confiscated. What? No! I told Tasaki my plan after he took me to his school. He wasn't taking the idea, Val. Please, you got to do something. What do you mean, something? It's not going to be pretty if we get caught this time. I won't say that you told me, please. You say that, I still got in trouble this last time. I was only asking that he help me find where the glider was being stored, that's all. Since he's part of the student council, he can get places most students can't. You guys have no idea what you're going to do if you get caught this time, do you? 9. Man, you got to stop this. You guys always go too far. It's just a question of flying or not, right? Why are you going through all this trouble? Well, you see, I stopped mid-sentence. You tell me you don't even know why you're doing this? No, I just hadn't sat down and put all my thoughts together, that's all. I could try to do it, but there was just no way to really put it into words. I don't know the best way to say it, but, well, it feels like if I don't do it, I'd be betraying myself. I really worked so hard on this. How could I possibly betray my own hard work? Remembering the time Kotori and I stared straight up at the sky, that is exactly what I didn't want to betray. He tilted his head to the side with a confused expression on his face. Suddenly he sighed. You sure are great. It's always been this way. You and Agata are so different from me. Really? Now it was my turn to be confused. I've been admiring you two for almost all of my life. Really? Masatsugu gave me a frustrated look as I nodded, only half understanding what he was saying. Okay, I'll help you. Really? We've been friends too long. I think your crazy is rubbing off on me. But do not let Akari find out about this. If she finds out... Actually, what are you two talking about? That nice little pause before the scream. Why are you here? This is school, isn't it? That's true. But it's summer vacation. Actually, I have to submit the estimate repair costs for the clubhouse today. She spoke in a jaded tone. Akari really is a hard worker. That's just how it is. Sorry, I can't be any help. What? What happened to the way you were acting just a few minutes ago? You can't understand. My relationship with Akari means a whole lot more to me than you guys. Akari looked at the two of us, whispering with an emotionless look on her face. Actually, I have something to talk to you about, Aoi, but it seems like you're busy at the moment. No, don't worry. We're done talking, isn't that right, Aoi? 9 for not. Anyway, what is it you want to talk about? Akari wanting to talk to me wasn't exactly a common thing. Oh, God. I was just trying to take a drink there and knocked my teeth with the rim of my plastic bottle. Oh, nice cold water. Actually, I heard about a Kotori. It's unfortunate, but the student council cannot protect you. I'm sorry that we cannot be any help. I understand, that's how it was from the start anyway. I should be Zavon apologising. Sorry about all the trouble we caused you. Akari had to peruse the soaring glove, which had made her take on responsibility for it. Actually, I don't care about that. I did it because I believed in you. However, it is unfortunate that this happened. I wasn't wanting to see you all fly that glider. Akari was looking out of the window. She spoke to me. What has Amane been after all of these years? Oh wait, that was the wrong voice. That was her speaking. Actually, I want to see the results of all of that with my own eyes. Akari, that's all I have to talk to you about. Akari's business persona had returned. Once she was finished, she turned around and walked to the hallway. After a few steps, she stopped. She stood still with her back still faced to us. Akari! She suddenly turned around and walked towards us. Actually, yesterday I saw Mr. Tobioka and some other teachers bringing something big to school. I don't know what it was, I don't really care, but it seems like they put it in the gym storeroom located out on the sports field. The door to that is always kept tightly locked. Danke, but via you... No reason. Can't we chat a little? Saying that in an irritated tone, she turned around again. Goodbye. This time she actually left. Danke. I stared at the ground, completely dumbfounded. Why did she tell me that? Well, what Mr. Tobioka did was pretty despicable. It's both infuriating and scary. The gym storeroom? Alright, let's go, partner. Who are you calling partner? I headed off to the sports field, almost pulling Masatsugu behind me. But how are we actually going to get this glider? That's the thing. It's locked. Are we literally going to have to steal it? Or are we going to have a showdown with Mr. Tobioka and convince him to let us have it? As expected, his storeroom was locked. I did a quick inspection of the warehouse and took my leave. But at least we learned where it's been kept. Now we can get it back when we have to. Of course, that is a huge risk to take. I rush back to the secret base, deep in thought. As I was walking up a slight hill, I glanced at the sky over the lake. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's a sign. The morning glory's coming. We don't have much time. I began to run. That's beautiful. It's just like a sunrise. Hey, Agea, is that... Yeah, probably. At least I think so. I ran down the hill towards the runway. I placed my hands on my knees and tried to catch my breath. Also, a phone is vibrating. Can you get that, please, Howie? My cell phone had been ringing for some time now. I answered it without checking to see who was calling. Hello? Howie, look at the sky. I can see it. Standing in the middle of the runway, I had a clear view of the sky. The eastern sky was a bluish purple. To the west, the sky was the same orange that it always was at sunset, as this is what we had been waiting for all this time. The sky we had been yearning for, praying for. Staring at the beautiful gradient of the bluish purple to the deep vermilion, my body began to tremble. I was suddenly overjoyed, excited and impatient. Each second a new feeling welled up inside of me. Must admit, I am kind of excited myself. I mean, I feel like surely we got to be closing in on the final stages of this game. I mean, it's probably at least like another hour or two to it, but yeah. Hey, it has to be. Yeah, it's a sign. The morning glory is coming. But how are we going to get the glider? That's the question we've not answered just yet. We need to figure that out first, don't we? We tried to find another way while you weren't here, but it'd be hard to do preparations now. I gave her a search for other ways to launch besides a winch or rubber cord, but she couldn't find something we could do in time. Even though the signs have come, I'll try to look some more. Okay, I'm counting on you, yeah? As I was saying that, I pulled out my phone to check for messages. No new messages was displayed on the screen. Ever since then, I hadn't heard from Kotori. Had you already discussed it with her father? Since I hadn't heard anything, it probably meant nothing had been decided, but I decided to write a message to Kotori. I saw a sign just now, as the morning glory is coming tomorrow morning. She'll definitely come back. Knowing that, I pressed send. Dinner's here. Asa and Yoru came back, each holding a big shopping bag. Oh, here, guys. There weren't many rice balls, so we got sandwiches instead. And Asa brought a whole bunch of snacks. Thanks. We're going to stay here tonight. I had the two of them go stock up for our siege. How are things going here? Things are probably going to be a bit difficult from here on out. Which means the only way left is using rubber cord. Yoru looked devastated. What happened with Kotori? Agihar looked at me. I shook my head to reply. I haven't heard anything yet. And the morning glory will be coming so soon. Why not try asking Ibari? She could bring Kotori here just for morning glory. I'm going to wait a bit longer. If I don't hear back, I'll do that. If that sign was correct, the real thing was coming tomorrow morning. Even then, it would only be around for 2, maybe 3 hours. Of course, that's only if we can fly the glider. Without it, we can't take off, so it doesn't mean anything. Aye. Hey guys, let's eat. Asa seemed to try to perk us up just as we were getting down. Yeah. Now that you mention it, I'm getting hungry. Without realising it, our normal mealtime had long since passed. Everyone started to take whatever they wanted out of the shopping bags. While waiting for instant noodles, Agihar searched for a picture of the rubber towing cable found earlier in the day. A huge crowd of people pulled on the cord, and the glider rose only a few scant metres. As that was a simple light glider. Our two-seater would never be able to get into the air by this method. Everyone stared at the screen, half having given up. You're here as well. You have a habit of just showing up now all of a sudden, don't you? Oh, what is that? It's a rubber towing cable. Whoa! All of a sudden there was Amane peeking over Agihar's shoulder to see the computer screen. Amane, when did you get here? Placing her helmet on the desk, she answered while looking at the screen. Just a little while ago. I'm a little hurt that nobody noticed when I came in. We've been staring at the screen so hard we didn't even notice she'd arrived. Rubber towing cable. Huh. Didn't know you could do it that way too. She seemed genuinely interested. I guess there are things even she doesn't know. She began looking at all the resources Ageha had brought up. I see. This is interesting, but it won't make our glider fly. My heart sunk as soon as the words came out of her mouth. If Amane Mochizuki says it's impossible, it's impossible. What's wrong? Why do you look so sad? Well, the truth is, I told Amane about the broken winch. Is that right? That's why I was searching for another method. Amane began looking at the resources again. This time she was serious. I guess it's nearly impossible. It is... Amane grunted even at the screen. I guess it is impossible. By the way, what happened to Kotori? She spoke as if she had just remembered about her. A shocked look came across my face. That's right. With everything that had happened, I forgot to tell Amane about Kotori. She's supposed to leave the hospital today, right? Ageha was looking worried. Oh, yeah, she didn't seem to have any major injuries. She seems good. Really? That is good. But after that, I explained to her what happened after Kotori left the hospital. So that is what happened. And you haven't heard anything from her yet? Right, nothing yet. Amane began looking worried again. You saw the signs earlier, right? That's why I came here. I thought for sure that Kotori would be flying. But, so, she won't be able to fly. We've been searching for her way, so even if Kotori can't fly, we could at least show her. We were pretty much ready to give up. This rubber cord seems to be the only way left. What if we attach a jump ramp to the runway? Asa suddenly spoke up. Everyone then turns their attention to... You know, I was just thinking... A crazy idea would be... Could you do something with the runway where it's got like a ramp kind of thing at the end of it? So that then the glider goes up and gets a bit of additional height. I mean, it probably won't give it much, but... I don't know, it's probably a crazy idea, but let's see where this goes. Then while everyone is pulling, the glider is like this to the jump ramp. She began to explain with shaking hands. Basically, there will be a jump ramp on the runway, and the glider will be shot up the ramp. If it goes well, at the very least, it should still fly higher than in this video. Right. Amane shook her head. There won't be enough acceleration. Even if you get it up to 5 or 6 metres, it'll lose speed too quickly. Too much force would have to be sacrificed to get it up the ramp to begin with. So it's no good. Even making a jump ramp, if we started now, we'd probably barely make it in time. It's pretty much impossible. Yeah, I thought it was a crazy idea, even as it entered my head. Basically, the glider would have to go up at least 10 metres after it hits the ramp. If there isn't a strong lift right at the end of the jump ramp, there's really no point at all. Everyone was in deep thought. If there were only a way to create a lift, that or have it go off the cliff, maybe that would do something. Just as I had about given up, I heard a clap of excitement come from Amane. Oh, that'd work. Oh my god, you seriously saying we run it off a cliff? Really? Everyone looked at her in confusion. Right, there is no need to have anything to fly off of from the runway. But that's dangerous. Even if we were to fly like that, if we couldn't have a lift at that point, what would even happen? The drop would cause acceleration, but if there was no way to rise after that, it'd be completely pointless. If the glider was still high enough after it accelerated, that would be fine. But that would have to be from a really high cliff, basically impossible. However, suddenly Amane spoke up. Let us go with it and try it out at least. She began nodding her head as if it had already been decided. Let's see, I need paper and something to write with. Here you are, pet. Taking paper and a pen from Asa, Amane began to write furiously. The glider itself is about 280 kilograms, plus the two of them, which weigh about 100. As the paper began to fill up with mathematical equations and diagrams. Paper? Here, pet. Asa laid down another sheet for Amane, who hadn't even lifted her head. That won't be enough. Yoru grabbed a bundle of paper and plopped it down in front of Amane. Without even looking up, Amane took more paper and kept on writing. She's in a trance. I haven't seen her like this for a while. Amane had an intense look of concentration on her face. This was exactly like the first time I met her, when she was staring up at the drawing board. When she's like this, she'll even forget that she's hungry, when she's quite the eater. I see, that is a possibility. Yeah, try that again. Yoru was nodding along in agreement as she read through the sheets of paper Amane was producing. Then Feels like I'm just wasting time here. I'll help too. Saying that, she sat down next to a Marnate and began scribbling out equations. I couldn't believe my eyes. Huh? You're going to help? What's going on here? I don't know, but it's a little scary. Unable to follow along with what was going on, we just watched in amazement. I guess that was meant to convey time passing, that little shot of the outside then. The scratching sound of both pens went on and on, almost without a single pause. Both the Marnay and Euro kept on writing without saying a word. The way they were working, it's almost as if they were communicating in an entirely different language, yeah? We, that is, Gea, Asa and myself, stayed back and had our own conversation. What I heard from Akari is the glider should be into Jim's storeroom. There's one sturdy lock on the door. It's not something you could just hit and break open. But there isn't any security there, which means the only problem is lock. Mr. Tomioka probably isn't watching over it right. That old fart may very well be. Without a Vinch, he'd think we can't fly. There's no way he's still worrying about us. With the Marne working this hard, perhaps something might happen after all. Now all that's left is to take back the glider. Even if we take care of the lock, how are we going to move the glider? If Ancham could help, that'd work. This might be too much, though. What we're doing could get us arrested if things don't go perfectly. Since Viva students, the school would probably handle disciplining us, as that won't be the case for Anchan. Everyone was already prepared to be punished by the school. If there was a way to fly, we'd do it. That's how we all felt. If we could just move it like it was moved before. There is a bicycle with a wagon attached at the grocer's shop down on Kazami Shopping Street. Wait, you're now proposing to take some grocer's bicycle? It would be difficult, but if we could load the disassembled glider onto the cart, someone could pedal while others pushed. We needed a way to do it without the teachers noticing us. Breaking the lock will be noisy, that'll definitely get us noticed. There really isn't a quiet way to break the lock. We could use a saw, but that might take too long. Why don't we just take some wire and wiggle it around the lock and... 999, it only works like that in cartoons. The more we talked about different plans, the more realistic it seemed. The possibility of flying the morning glories, that is. The glider was taken, our venture was broken, everything had seemed to be over. Even so, there's still one thing that's missing. I still haven't heard from Kotori. Looking at the clock, I noticed it was just about to turn to midnight. There was still time until it began, but still, it was getting late. I looked at my cell phone and continued to grow nervous. Kotori's late. We still haven't heard anything from her. Yeah. Did she read my message? I can't imagine she'd remain quiet. Yeah, I should probably say quiet, not quite, if she knew that the signs had appeared. Geez, even when I first met her I could tell she were a troublemaker. That's because she's the youngest child. As I was responding with a laugh, my phone rang. I'm wondering if Kotori's going to have some answer here. I wonder if her father's going to get involved. It wasn't a message, it was a call. Hello? Oh. Not who I was thinking. Oh, hello, Aoi. It's Kanako. Kanako? Yeah, actually, Hibari just came here now. She says she has something to give to you, so I'm sorry, but could you come back now? Yeah, I'll be right there. I closed my phone and stood up. I'll be right back. I ran up the hill panting. Why did Hibari come? Is Kotori with her? What did she want to give me? I was out of breath, but I ran on, fueled by my worries. I suddenly heard my cell phone ringing in my pocket. I had a message. I paused for a second and checked my phone. It was from Kotori. The message had no title. I hesitated for a moment and opened the message. I'm sorry I didn't call, but if I talked to you now I'd probably go crazy. Go crazy? I almost dropped my cell phone, my hands were shaking so much. Sitting my phone with both hands I continued to read. I talked with my father. I decided to go back to Tokyo. I'm going to take a break for the rest of summer vacation. I really want to stay in Kasagara, but there's just no way I can keep worrying my parents like this. After reading that, I closed my eyes for a moment. At the same time I felt both shocked, unlike I knew this was going to happen. Oh boy. Spending this past year with you guys... Oh wait, this is Kotori's message. Spending this past year with you guys was really fun. It's one of my dearest memories. I wish I'd made a photo album. I'm sorry that I caused so much trouble for you all. I want you to fly through the morning glory without worrying about me. That's the only thing I want right now. So, thank you for loving me, Aoi. Even though I'm going back to Tokyo, I won't forget you. So the message ended there. Is this a full-on breakup? Does she think that this means... Oh boy. What? I held my phone as tight as I could in my shaking hands. Its plastic casing began to creak. As soon as I snapped back to reality, I called Kotori. This user is currently not available. Please leave a message after the tone. What is going on? Why aren't you answering, Kotori? I yelled without realising it. Feeling overwhelmingly at a loss, I nearly flung my phone down at the ground. I managed to control myself and instead called a different number. Come on, answer. After calling a ridiculous amount of times, maybe 20 or so, someone finally answers the phone. Oh. Hello? Kotori? Aoi. Kotori? Hearing Kotori's voice after what felt like ages, I felt relieved. I had called Hibari's home phone number. Since Kotori answers the phone, it means she's still there. I read your mail. What happened? Oh. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh boy. I mean, this game, you know, even though I said a moment ago that sometimes it feels like when moments of dramatic tension crop up, they resolve pretty quickly. Okay, this is the exception. And this game does know how to pull at the heartstrings a bit. It has done very well. I do like it. Even though, you know, it being a visual novel, it's quite long and long-winded. I do like the characters, and I'm glad that I decided to sit down and give this game a full, you know, playthrough. My mother collapsed. It's all my fault. My mind went blank for a moment. I'd only asked her what happened, albeit in a strong tone, but she seemed to understand what I was talking about. How is she doing? She's still bedridden. When I said on the phone that I was going home, she was so happy, she cried. I took all the responsibility. I was selfish. I wanted to ride the hot air balloon. I caused all this pain to my parents. Because I had that accent, because it's my fault, I caused all these problems for my family. That's not right. I almost said that. However, right now those words would not console her. I didn't want to do that to my parents again, but I did. I don't want to go home. But if I don't go home, my family will entirely fall apart. I can't let that happen. But you... Could you do that? Quit school, go back home, and then live like that? I was only answered with silence. After a moment she sighed. I'm not the same as I was a year ago. Back then I hated everything and would run away at the drop of a hat. But now I have so many great memories, meeting you, Ageha, Asa, Yoru, Amane and everyone else at Maison du Flying Fish. See, even in the solemn moment you gotta pronounce that name in a manner like that. Look, I'm trying to compensate, okay? I'm feeling the emotions. I'm trying to hold it together over here. I made friends at school and had a wonderful time. I found a boyfriend and fell in love, just like a normal person. And I flew. All of that was because I met you, Aoi. That was turning German for a moment then. I did all these things that I'd never done before. So, I'm okay with this. There's a mark on my screen, I just realised, and where it's positioned, it's right next to her mouth, and it makes it look weird. But there's still one thing you want to do, right? One really big thing. Did you read the message? If he saw the signs. It's coming. In only a few hours in morning glory's coming. That dream is over for me. 9, it isn't! Yes, it is. What are you talking about? You can fly now. You can do it on your own. Seriously? I can't even take a bath myself. The only reason I could do it was because everyone helped me. I can't fly by myself. Kotori. I couldn't believe it. She was throwing away everything we worked for. All of our good times together. She was acting as if they never happened. Tears welled in my eyes as frustration coursed through my heart. I really loved being with you this past year. I'll always treasure the memories. So, it's enough. It's not enough, Kotori. It's not even close to being enough. My sobbing began to come out through my voice. When did I start crying? Aoi, you should fly. You should fly through the morning glory. At least I can look up at the sky. She laughed a little. I could tell she was trying her best to be strong. Ooh, boy. Oh boy, oh. Now, if there was a face cam right now, you would see that, yeah, my heartstrings even, are being thoroughly pulled right now. Or perhaps that was the last thing she thought she could wish for. I noticed she had hung up. You know, I was also going to say, I think I mentioned, didn't I, earlier in the playthrough that I had done a bit of Googling on this game, and apparently, when it first came out, it had a lot more sort of like eroge content to it. But that, you know, for the Steam release, apparently a lot of that was removed. And I'll be honest with you, even though apparently there are patches that you can use to get a lot of the eroge content back in it, I actually think it's better probably without it, even though I've not seen it. I don't know, I feel like having some real raunchy fan service beyond just what we've seen already in this game. I don't know, I feel like sometimes that kind of thing actually would detract a bit from these kind of scenes, where it's meant to be more hard-hitting. I noticed she had hung up. Drink more water. Hey Aoi, you're late. What happened? You're as pale as a ghost. I'm fine, where's Hibari? In Kotori's room. If only there was a Kaneko romance route, eh? Could you imagine that? Just this background character who pops up from time to time. Entering Kotori's room, I saw Hibari packing. Aoi. Taking one look at me, Hibari seemed to instantly know what was going on. She quietly closed a cardboard box packed with Kotori's textbooks. Seems like this is everything. Hibari spoke in a whisper as she looked at the few small cardboard boxes that contained all of Kotori's things. They were mostly filled with clothes and everyday items. The rest had textbooks in them. Aside from the stuffed animals that had been on the bed, Kotori didn't have much personal stuff. She said having lots of stuff was mostly a hassle. Yeah. Hibari seemed extremely sad. I completely understood. Having only a few things made Kotori's own existence seem somewhat small. Oh, God, you can probably hear in my own voice how this is making me feel right now. I feel the drama. I feel the emotion. It's pulling at my heartstrings so hard. Hibari was silent. Tears began to form in her eyes. I just don't know. I just don't know what the best thing to do is. Of course I don't want her to fly the glider. After that accident, after she lost the ability to use her legs, flying again just doesn't seem like the right thing. When I saw her get off the glider, I thought my heart had stopped. But she flew. Yeah, she wasn't scared at all. Even I was surprised by that. If she was nervous about being up in the sky, Kotori didn't show it at all. I'm still thankful to you guys. I'm really glad she came to Kazakara. Kotori was happy again. And if Kotori wants to do the same things as you all, I want to encourage her. I really think my father feels the same way. Saying that, she closed her eyes. It almost seemed as if she was praying that what she said was the truth. The problem is, if she stays here, our family's issue will only get worse. I heard your mother isn't doing well. It was only an anemia attack. She's never really been very healthy. When I called home, she was the first to know about Kotori's accident. My father was at work and wasn't answering his phone. He stayed at the hospital one night and I heard she had gone a little better. Oh. Considering Kotori's condition, her mother already had to worry about more about hers than most mothers would. So to hear about the accident, and that it was a glider accident, must have been a huge shock. Is there any ways that Kotori could stay? Something other than having her quit school? I was getting agitated and my tone was becoming less kind. However, Hibari only shook her head at me. All my parents want right now is to have Kotori live with them. I don't know what will happen later, but for the time being... But she has things she wants to do. Not just this year, but her entire future. What is going to happen to her? Saying this to Hibari wouldn't change anything. I still couldn't do without saying it. An awful silence surrounded us. Suddenly, the little door was in the door opened up, and in came a duck. Hat entered his room and waddled over to Hibari's feet. Hibari kneeled down and patted Hat's back. Kotori hasn't come back, so he's been searching the dorm for her. Hat always does that on days Kotori's late coming home. Really? Oh yeah, Kotori asked me to tell you to take care of him. You don't have to worry about him. Sure, he'd be lonely, but if you left him alone, he'd find food just fine. Hat sure is a strong duck. Hat seemed to enjoy Hibari's petting him. What's going to happen to Kotori now? I'll watch after her tonight. My father's going to come for her tomorrow morning. He's going to take care of all of Kotori's withdrawal paperwork. She won't be coming here. Can I see her one more time before she goes? Please, Hibari, please let me see her. Hibari stopped petting Hat. Standing up, she pulled something out of her bag. Here, this is for you. She handed me Isuka's navigation diary. She said she didn't have any reason to hold on to this any longer. God, why do you need to use the sad violins in the background in this scene? Ooh. We're gonna get through this together, ladies and gentlemen, don't you worry. Oh yeah. And this too. With a strange look on her face, Hibari handed me the thing she was talking about. What is this? I don't know. She just told me to give it to you. Oh. Oh boy. That is from very early on in the game, isn't it? That's the paper That's the paper airplane she made in that early scene with me, her, and Amane. Me with Aoi, rather, I should say, not me. It was a paper airplane. It was a completely normal paper airplane. Is it the same one? I quickly unfolded it, but there was nothing written on the paper. I'm going to come back later for her luggage, so we can leave it here until then. Okay. With my head hung low, Hibari looked at me with a bit of worry in her eye. Ah! God! Ah! God, just prolong this scene, why don't you, game? I'm sure she'll get in touch with you when she's back in Tokyo. Until then, could you just leave it at that, please? Saying that in an apologetic tone. Oh, right, that was the tone she was saying in. The way I said it didn't sound apologetic at all. Hibari left. For a moment I couldn't move from where I stood. A sudden exhaustion came over me. I did not have the energy to combat it. I threw myself onto my bed. My eyes glanced over at the flight diary I'd received earlier. For some reason we're still in Kotori's room here. She said she didn't have any reason to hold on to this any longer. This notebook was pretty much Kotori's starting point. After finding it in this room, she then discovered the glider and flew herself. Returning it meant Kotori was saying she had made up her mind. Rather, she was throwing it all away, all of her feelings for this guy. I searched through every page of the notebook to see if she had left a message somewhere. I couldn't find anything anywhere. The notebook was exactly as it was before. I looked at the last page, the things I want to do list. Even looking now, there's ever some ridiculous things written. Fond of a skip school. Seems like she had done that one yesterday by accident. Only the top item, fly through the passage of clouds, was left unchecked. Even so, that could happen tonight. Frustrating, isn't... Oh, that's not Aguiar what we're doing. Frustrating, isn't it? Looking up to see who spoke, I saw Kaneko in the doorway. Just as she had said, I was completely frustrated. She had probably heard me and Hibari talking. Kaneko came into the room and sat down next to me. She picked up a hat and put him on her lap. Years back, my cousin had a parakeet. Is that so? For some reason the question mark was at the start of the sentence there. It was adorable. I loved that bird so much that I went to my cousin's as much as I could. Parakeets are pretty smart and get attached to their owners, which is why they like to sit on fingers or shoulders. Did you know that? Huh. I wasn't sure if Kaneko was talking about parakeets, but I just quietly listened. So one day, my cousin bought another one. Apparently parakeets can get lonely. So I went over as quickly as I could. I was so excited at that moment. I was just a little girl, you know. Huh? But I saw something. I saw the bird's feathers getting cut. Cutting the feathers? Right. Kaneko grabbed some of Hat's feathers and flicked them around. If you have a pet parakeet, you cut the feathers just a little bit off of the tips, although it seems not all owners do that. I thought the same thing. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was terrible. I felt so bad for the parakeet, so I never went to my cousin's house again. That is pretty terrible. That's what I thought, but years later, when I was a little older, I found out there is a reason for doing that. Really? What's that? If you don't, when they're let loose to fly around the room, they might fly too strong and run into the walls or ceiling. They'll end up breaking things or at worst hurt themselves. They could also fly out of a window. You know how you often see those flyers for a missing parakeet? I hadn't seen any recently, but just like I had seen some for missing dogs, I'd seen a few for parakeets as well. If their feathers are cut just a little, the parakeet can still fly, and if they live with people it makes it easier on everyone. It's not so they can't fly, it's so that their feathers match the world that they live in. I see. I had no idea that was a part of keeping a parakeet. Okay, what are you getting at here, Kaneko? Cutting your feathers sounded awful, but I guess it's a bit like keeping a collar on a dog. Even now I think about it, about which way would be better. Was it parakeet, right? So there are probably some that are happy as that way and some that aren't. To be taken care of by their owner, to always have food, to be away from predators, to always have a safe place to sleep. I suppose that could be happiness, but are you truly free? Are you truly living life? Is that where you're going with this? But you don't know. You can't ask the parakeet how it feels. Wow. Real profound conversation with Kaneko. And I mean that, I'm not being sarcastic there. As she commented to Hat how he couldn't fly to begin with, she placed him on the floor and stood up. It would be nice if you could ask the parakeet how it felt. She left the room looking frustrated. The parakeet's feelings. I can at least look up at the sky. Is that really what Katori felt? Even if it was that all that she felt? I don't know. At any rate, it seems that Katori had already decided her future. It's going to be a long night, this one. Thanks, Amane. Then just around the time when summer was about to start, Yoru? Yeah? Do you think you can handle things here? I'm going to go outside to look. Sure, go ahead, pet. Didn't really do much, huh? They sure are late. Yeah, but I'm not worried. They said they'd be back. Yeah. My sugar level. Asa, chocolate. Okay, here you are. Are you diabetic? Or something, Yoru? Thanks. She sure is great, isn't she? Amane? She's the first person I met who's smarter than me. Really seems like she's a genius. So do you think it'll fly? Probably. Love, pet. If she can find the perfect place for us, that is. Of course, we still don't have all the support we need. Okay, break's over. Time to get back to work. Howie? Without quite realising it, I returned to the secret base where everyone was waiting. Agahara ran up to me as soon as I came in. It looks like we're going to be able to do it, Howie. How about Katori? Oh. He's not doing well. Saying nothing, I handed over Isuka's navigation diary. What's this? She said she didn't have any reason to hold on to this any longer. Which means she's decided to quit school in the middle of summer vacation. Why now? After hearing about Katori's accident, her mother collapsed. She said she doesn't want to worry her parents anymore. She said she's done. Ooh. You see, there I was naively thinking that after Kaneko's little interesting talk, that'd be it. We'd have a bit of a quick emotional breather. Nope, we're straight back into it. As I spoke, I could feel tears welling up in my eyes. I took a deep breath to pull myself together. There's Amane. I was planning to give Isuka's diary to her. It wasn't something I should be holding on to. She just went outside now. Okay. I'll go look for her. Ooh. How is this going to be resolved? A strong wind was blowing outside. Due to its shape, strong winds often blow on Windmill Hill, so that wasn't the reason this time. When the morning glory appears, the airstream becomes turbulent, and a strong wind will blow. Looking at the sky even, I still couldn't see the cloud formation, although it was clear it was coming. I sat down on the grass. I had no real intention of going to look for Amane. I just couldn't stay in there. I had to get out. The wind noisily ran up the grassy plain. This is where it all began. I came back home after becoming unable to ride my bicycle. Since the first time I came to this hill, I met Katori. Her wheelchair had a flat tyre and I helped her. That's how it started. A year has passed since then. Has it only been a year? I thought it's been 2 years. Or is my sense of time getting all screwed over? Because I thought technically we had one summer where we flew up to try and do the Morning Glory with Amane, and now this is a different summer. Which made me think surely it'd be 2 years. Unless we came back... Oh no, unless it was like we came back just before summer at the beginning, had a few school weeks and then went to summer, and then... Oh, okay, right, no. There is a way it makes sense, actually. Yeah, that must be it. Because I think, doesn't like the Japanese school year start in April? Something like that? Is that when it starts? I can't actually remember. Because if it's around about there, then yeah. If we started at the Keifu Academy in sort of like April time, then obviously it would have been only a couple of months before summer. And then a year, back to obviously April, and then a couple of months. So technically, just over a year, I guess, roughly. We lived together as each other's sky-gazing partner. We argued, yet we always still looked up at the same sky. Please don't get her all wrapped up in your normal person dreams. He says that not even knowing what his daughter feels when she looks up at the sky. Flashback. I want to fly. The morning glory. I want to fly right through it. If I do, I feel like I can have my future back. That's right, my future. That's the biggest thing I lost. I feel like if I fly through the morning glory, I'll have it back. She wants to fly. Could Kotori find happiness by going back to her parents' home, giving up on her dream, throwing away her future? There's no way she'd be happy. I wish I could bring her back right now, but that would completely disrupt Kotori's family, as this is my family's problem. If I don't go home, my family would entirely fall apart. Oh, wait, this is technically Kotori's thoughts, but he's reciting them. Couldn't let that happen. Kotori had to decide which one of those things was more important. Without any trouble, she did choose a family. I just wanted to come back. Although I guess that just means I'm being selfish. I looked down at the paper airplane that I was given along with Asuka's navigation diary. It was a completely normal paper airplane. There was nothing special about how it was made. There was nothing written anywhere. She had given up on flying, but not the desire to fly. Was that the message? I picked up the paper airplane and threw it. It quietly glided through the night sky. It fortunately missed a head on the wind, then proceeded to fly towards the hill's bottom and disappeared into the darkness. Flies well. Kotori definitely made it. As I was complimenting the paper airplane, I saw someone coming up from the foot of the hill. It was Amane. Did you throw this? She was holding the paper airplane in her hand. She came over near me and stared out at the lake at the bottom of the hill. Sure is a nice breeze. Yeah. I found a really good place. You're going to be able to fly, Aoi. I wonder. You seem completely unmotivated. What happened? I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is. Without realising it, I began complaining. Amane gave me a perplexed look. I still hadn't told her about Kotori. Of course she'd be confused. Sorry, I'm talking crazy. Forget it. Right or wrong? I don't think it's either. Huh? The only one who can decide is you, right? There are going to be some who think you're right and some who think you're wrong. All sorts. So you have to figure out what is right to you. And forget what everyone else says. When you don't know what to do, you need to listen to your heart. That's where your right answer is. Well, I stared blankly at the poetry coming out of Amane's mouth. That's what Isuka said to me. I was surprised. Up until then, I always thought there was just one right answer to every problem I had. Isn't she a genius? Yeah, seems like it. So you need to listen to your heart. Me, I'm an idiot. I still can't really do that all so well. Sounding embarrassed as she spoke, Amane handed the paper airplane to me. Well then, I guess I'll start the flight plan over again. She stood up and headed off to the secret base. As I watched her walk away, a light went on in my head. Suddenly, I remembered everything from that moment. It's the first time I met Kotori. A white paper airplane had gently flown over my head. It was almost as if one of the windmill blades detached and flew through the air. I picked it up, climbed up the hill, and then... You remember, Aoi? Okay, actually I just realised I misremembered. I thought it was the paper airplane we made with Amane early on. No, it was this paper airplane. I'd actually completely forgotten that, yeah, that was how she got attention. Or got our attention in this scene. I met her. A girl in a wheelchair with a sense of innocence about her. She was staring wistfully up at the sky. As the wind came and blew her long hair, she let's say, ran their fingers through it, not rain. A black-haired girl in a white blouse sat with a scenery of windmills on a blue sky surrounding her. Blue misspelled there. That should be B-L-U-E, as in blue the colour, not B-L-E-W as in blue as in blowing. It was like looking at a painting. So it got to you. As she said that, tears began to well in her eyes. She had thrown the paper airplane. What did she say then? Is that they, if there's someone who can get my SOS and come here for me? Are you going to go for her? Owie? Actually bring her yourself? SOS. My body trembled. I looked at the perfectly plain paper airplane. It's a message! Of course it is! Could this really be an SOS? Was this Kotori calling out for help? It probably wasn't. Since I want to see her so bad, I'm probably connecting the dots in my head. However, if she is, I'm too late. I stood up and ran in the opposite direction of the secret base. I pulled out my cell phone as I ran. Owie? Can I ask you to get the glider ready? Yeah, sure, but why all of a sudden? I'm going to go get Kotori. When you say get the glider ready, how are you going to do that? It's locked away. I get her. Atta boy! Leave everything here to me. You just make sure to bring her. As soon as I hung up, I called An-chan. Come on, An-chan, pick up. Nope. 9, he's not picking up. I decided to hang up and make a different call. Hello? Sorry for calling so late. This is Owie. Owie? Is Kotori's there? I still was completely out of breath. Hibari was deathly silent. Actually, my father already came for her. I thought he was coming tomorrow. He said he wanted to take her back before she changed her mind. When was this? Just now. It hasn't been more than 5 minutes. I see. Danke. Before hanging up, I remembered there was something else I had to talk about. Can you come here now? What, me? Yes. Yeah. I want you to see what Kotori was aiming for, please. Whether or not Kotori flies, I want her sister to see. I want to see what Kotori, what all of us were after. I see. I guess that didn't work. An-chan didn't seem to be answering. I thought I'd ask him to use his car. Taxis don't run at this hour in this countryside. Guess there's only one thing left to do. Oh. Are you going to pull out the bicycle? Cycle again for the first time in, well, when I say, well, he technically has ridden a bike in that one scene earlier with Kotori, but now he's going to properly get on his bicycle and race. Just to be safe, I left a message for An-chan. When I was ready, I put a hand on my partner that I'd been maintaining every day. Chekhov's gun, right? It's drawn attention to Owie's bicycle so many times. Actually, come to think of it, it would have been odd if nothing came of it. Alright, buddy, let's do this. Owie said he's going to go get Kotori. Really? Yep, let's just leave her to him. He'll definitely bring her back. Hey guys. Great timing, how did it go? Perfect. That's good. All that's left is the glide. Oh, wait, that's Arthur speaking. All that's left is the glider. I'll be taking care of that. I want you to take care at takeoff preparations. We need a lot of people, doesn't matter who. Oh yes, they will need a light too. Get a flashlight or something and assemble. Roger. This is the moment of truth. It's going to get busy. Who are we going to get though? If we need lots of people. I sprinted down the southward bound road next to the lake. There's no ways they could have gone 100 kilometres. No reason to preserve my leg strength. It was about 30 kilometres to where I had to go. I couldn't go my full speed, but I was still going very fast. If I couldn't catch Kotori's there, I wouldn't be able to go after them anymore. That place was Saza Namiobashi Bridge, located directly south of it. I probably butchered that pronunciation entirely. I apologise. The giant bridge was connected to an island in the middle of the lake, making it look like some sort of undulating wave. Even ignoring the beautiful landscape, due to its convenience, any Tokyo-bound car would definitely take that route. I calculated how much time I had left. It wouldn't take an hour to get to the bridge from Hibari's house. Since it was late at night, they could be speeding, but I doubt Kotori's father would be that dangerous. Instead, he was very likely obeying the speed limit on driving safely. It was about 30 kilometres to the bridge from the dorm. I was much closer than they were. If I hurry, I can catch up with them. I pedalled as hard as I could. Hey, Marbo, sorry we're late. Yeah, sorry for keeping you waiting. Yeah, what took you so long? It took us a while to get this. A blowtorch? What are you going to do with that? Isn't it obvious I'm going to break lock? I'm going to break the lock? What are you talking about? Are you crazy? What? It's more sophisticated than breaking lock and it'll make less noise too. Atara, are you sure you want to get involved with this? Yeah, I want to help Harry and everybody. Okay, looks like I'm in too. Okay, let's go. We don't have much time. We have to get everything ready before Aoi and Kotori get here. Which means... Oh, she's getting everyone in the dorm. Everybody has to help. Oh, if we're only going to fly, what shall we do, Yuka? Yeah, we're going to help, of course. That's why we came back. I'll help too, Asa. Thank you so much, pets. I'm so glad I messaged everybody. Oh yeah, if you could get a flashlight or some kind of light you can hold, that'd be great. Anything will work. Yeah, just as long as it's bright. Oh, in that case we've got something we can use, right, Yuka? Is that? Yeah, we do have some if it'll work. Oh, you have like concert lights or something? Flashlights? Floodlights? Summer concert was cancelled due to rain. That's right, I was so bummed out. I was really looking forward to it. Elsa, are there enough people? I could probably get some more to help. Really, if possible we could use about 10 more. Gotcha, I'll go make some calls. Ah, but it's the middle of the night. Is that alright? Maybe. If I say that the soaring club is finally going to fly, I think everybody will come. Does that also include Mr. Tobioka? Is he going to bloody show up? Who knows? You think so? Everyone has been waiting for this. Everyone expects the club to do something amazing. Flying sure has a romantic feel to it. Everyone's doing the best. You guys... Sorry, I'm knocking my microphone a bit because I'm just wiping my moustache where I've been drinking water. Akari, sorry, were you sleeping? You were up? Yeah, that's right, you sure are quick. Right, well then if you could... The wind sure is getting strong. A lot more than we predicted. If the wind is too strong, the takeoff will be almost impossible. That's no good. I wonder if everyone will be able to help. Don't worry, everything will go just fine. They're all good people. It's not definite yet, but I feel the same way. We need to catch up with Kotori though first. Ah. You can sleep, Kotori. Okay. Oh, this is from her POV. It's not just like a third-person sequence showing what they're doing. Dad's car drove quietly through the night roads. The destination was Tokyo, my home. Sorry for coming so late. I just wanted you to meet your mother as soon as possible. If we leave now, we'll get home by morning. It's okay, I understand. I want to see Mum too. I'm sure she'll be fine again as soon as you're home. She'll probably want to cook for you. What would you like? Maybe a rice omelette. Not croquettes. Didn't you used to love those? I can make those myself now. Maybe next time I'll make some for Mum. Oh, that sounds like fun. You'll make some for me too, right? I don't know. Of course I will. He was laughing. It seemed to be coming from the heart. It wasn't forced at all. He was genuinely happy. That made me a little happier. A little chit-chat was over as quickly as it started. All I heard was the awful sound of the tyres against the asphalt. I opened my cell phone to try to distract myself from the silence. I saw a sign just now. The morning glory's coming tomorrow morning. I stared blankly at the message. It was the last one I got from the person I love. Whoop. That was close. People sure drive recklessly at night. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Those kinds of people why accidents will never go away. Can I open the window? Is the AC on too high? No, that's not it. Just want to feel the breeze. You could open the window and Owie's just going to be right there. After opening the window, I looked up at the sky. It was completely black. In that black sky, though, I knew the passage of clouds was slowly but surely being made. A sign. The morning glory sign. The sky I've been looking for all this time. If I was in this town for just one more day, no, just tomorrow morning, I'll be able to see it. However, the sky was taking me further and further away from Kazugara every second. Where are we right now? In a little bit, you'll be able to see Saza Namiyabashi Bridge. Do you remember that big bridge we crossed before? Oh yeah, that nice bridge. Ooh, even got a CG for this, apparently. A large bridge that spanned over a lake. That was the exit out of Kazugara. Soon I'll be leaving the town that I grew to love so much. Ooh, it's like flashback. It's like a proper sprite that we've actually had of Owie, for a change. Could you do that? Quit school, go back home and live like that? A chill went down my spine as I remembered those words. That was the cruelest thing that he ever said to me. It didn't matter when he would have said it to me. Today or even a year ago. Either way, it was the cruelest thing. Hey, Dad. Yeah? Never mind. I'm completely different from a year ago. I have tons of memories now. In my heart there was an album of memories of all the days I spent with everyone. There might be no future for me there, but I can relive those moments just by opening that album. So I'll be fine. I have to do this, because if I don't, Mum and Dad will... I really tried, Dad. I trained hard. I was able to pilot the glider. I flew hundreds of meters up in the sky. It was so much fun. You'll find something else you enjoy, something safer. That's not it. That's not it at all. There's nothing that compares to flying the glider. We've had the same conversation over and over. My father just continued to drive quietly with a sad look on his face. Look, you can see the bridge now. Please, Dad. He looked at me again with sad eyes. I know you're upset. That's just for now. Once you start living at home again, you'll forget all of this. I wonder, can I really throw away my dreams and live like nothing had happened? You'll be able to make friends back home. The car slowly carried me over the bridge. Once I crossed it, there'd be no going back. I was leaving the town that I once hated, the town that I now loved. Oh, something flickered across the screen. Was that Owie? Was that supposed to do that? I can't tell. Suddenly I saw something in the side mirror. Here he comes. Boy on a bike. Is that a bicycle? Dad, stop the car. Yeah, what's that? Please just stop the car. Don't be ridiculous. Why in the world do you want to stop? I have a feeling that Daddy-O will come around once we talk to him. Just a little more. I was almost at the top of the hill. Once I got there, a long downhill ride was waiting for me. The bicycle was in good condition, but my legs weren't. The tale of him that was helping me move was like some sort of miracle. I mean, I think her father is going to help because we obviously have to now get back to the takeoff site, and I feel like Owie's just not going to be able to do that on a bicycle if his legs are just not all there anymore. The tale of him that was helping me move was like some sort of miracle. Only a bit more, come on. It took more times than I thought, but if I just make it up to the top... Finally, I reached the peak of the hill. I tried to catch my breath as I pedalled across the flat hilltop. After about 10 metres or so, I'll be going downhill, yeah. I could suddenly see it right before my eyes. Divide Lake on the bridge going right across it. There it is! I picked up my pace. Using energy I did not know my body still had, I pedalled down the hill. I stooped forward and the bicycle accelerated. Downhill. Tearing down through the wind was an incredible thrill. I knew if I fell I'd probably die, but I wasn't scared. On my way down the hill I passed a slow-moving car. This was a car that had passed me going uphill just a few minutes ago. I kept pedalling. The bicycle kept accelerating. The bridge begins at the bottom of the hill and there they are. Kotori! Perfect timing. The familiar station wagon passed through an intersection only a mere 30 metres ahead of me. Final sprint. The hill ended. I pedalled across the flat land after the station wagon. Kotori! I pushed with every ounce of my body and put my bicycle in front of the station wagon. I could hear the brakes squeal as the car came to a halt. As soon as I saw it stop, I hit the brakes on my bicycle. Then my bicycle fell to the ground and I went with it. I laid upon the asphalt trying to catch my breath. Are you alright? Kotori's father got out of the car. I pulled my body up, struggling to stand on my shaking knees. You... Kotori. Seeing her face, a feeling of relief came over me, as it nearly sent my knees buckling down again. My father came over to help me up, but I grabbed the bridge handrail and lifted myself up before he could. Kotori looked at me, completely unable to believe what was right before her eyes. Why are you here? I pulled a crumpled piece of paper that, until moments ago, was in the shape of an airplane, and showed it to Kotori. I saw your SOS. It worked. Kotori's eyes began to swell with tears. Oh, I nearly went Irish then. Mr. Habane, please don't take Kotori back home. Did you follow us just to say that? Please. I already told you, this is our family's problem. I heard about your wife, about her collapsing. And you still came here? Because I couldn't let this happen to Kotori. You told me on the phone, remember? How Kotori lying to you was your own fault. Kotori doesn't hate you, even now she still deeply cares about you. Despite all that, she lied to you. Don't you understand now why she did that? I was basically pleading at this point. In order to fix this, she has to go back to her family. Do you want her to lie to you again? What? That went German, not Irish. This paper airplane was an SOS from Kotori. This was the only way she could ask for help. You have to try to understand what she wants. She never said that by phone or messages. Everything Kotori was saying indicated that she was going to go back home. Except for this paper airplane. She couldn't hide her true feelings, as that would have been betraying herself. Folding this paper airplane was an SOS from Kotori's heart. Kotori said that if she was able to fly through the morning glory, that she will have taken back her future. Her future? Right. Whether or not she'll think she'll be able to realise her dream. Let me try reading that sentence again. Right. Whether or not she'll think she'll be able to realise her dreams or not in the future. You said it yourself, didn't you? How she can't have dreams that normal people have. That's the truth. You realise this, don't you? How hard it is for her to do things normal people can easily do. I silently nodded. Of course I knew that. I've been beside her all this time. Don't you see how much she suffers when she tries her best to reach a goal she can't? She'll hurt herself, suffer. She'll do nothing but ruin herself. The heart-wrenching way in which he spoke made it seem as if he might have seen Kotori like that time and time again. 9. He had to have seen it. He had seen his daughter struggle to recuperate after the accident. So what does that even mean? What? Kotori isn't afraid of those things at all. Even after the accident, after losing the ability to use her legs, after all that, she still wants to fly. Doesn't that mean anything? But, sure, she's handicapped, she cries easily, she's scared of strange things. If you just look at her, you think she's dangerous, but she's never turned her back on her goal. She's been courageously pressing forwards this whole time. Aren't you just stopping her to prevent your own fears, your own worries? Just hitting him with the emotional bomb, are you? That's not the same as loving your daughter. Kotori interrupted what I was saying. I snapped back to reality and shut my mouth. However, her father already knew what I was trying to say. Regardless of what I said, as honest as it may have been, was surely intensely painful for him to hear. If you're going to take Kotori back to Tokyo, there's nothing I can do to stop you. It is a family problem. Kotori's still only a student. She can't live completely separated from her parents. But before that, can't you let her fly just once? Let us show you what we have all been working towards hasn't been for nothing. Please. Kotori began to get out of the passenger seat by herself. Unable to use her legs, she was hanging onto the door as she began to fall out of the car. He ran over and caught his daughter. Get a wheelchair. Oh wait, that wasn't Owie, that was him speaking. Get a wheelchair. Okay. I unloaded the wheelchair from the back of the station wagon. Kotori's father gently sat her into it. Watching him do it, I could tell he was a caring parent. As she was being held in her father's arms, she put her hand to his chest and said, "Dad, I really did fly, you know. I was so high up I could touch the clouds. I know. It was so wonderful. Up there I felt like a completely normal girl. Isn't that just because so many people helped you?" Yeah. Yeah, but it's not like Kotori's special. I tried to break the silence. No one can fly a glider by themselves. You need someone to man the vinch, someone to hold the wingtips, someone to do maintenance, someone to make it... So many people are needed to make it fly. Jack, please, let me fly. I want to fly. Just one last time, and then I'll go home. No complaints. Grettori, looking at his beloved daughter, Herr Habane shook his head. If I don't fly now, I'll live the rest of my life having lied to myself. I won't be able to fly by my own wings again. I don't want to live the rest of my life simply looking up at the sky. Her father quietly closed his eyes. And quietly... Hmm? Now where's the fucking ice maiden? It's up there. Is she still there? She'll still be there. And she sees me. Oh Lord, she sees me. Hang on. I got just the thing for you, lady. I can shoot you, bitch. I'm not punch the air. Oh, nice. Fucking shot. Oh, that went nowhere. Can you stop, please? Just fired a random couple of arrows like that. Okay, I think she's probably going to try and come for me, isn't she now? Right. Let's get the old flames and sparks back out. Blast her. She comes through. She's going to come down to me. I feel like she probably is, right? There's that charred body over there. There's the freaking hanging out under there. Well, she seems to have disappeared. She's run off somewhere else. You're going to maybe snipe that dude over there with the old bow?